Welcome everybody to the first episode of High Volume, Low Quality.
Yeah.
Today is January 1st, 2016. Happy New Year, everyone.
2016.
So to start things off, I just wanted to talk about how this all came to be. We've been brewing this for a while. We've been talking about it for a very long time. And then one day, I should mention that with me is Dakota Anders, and I am the Samabatal.
Yes.
First of all. See?
He is me.
I'm him.
We are all together.
So, as I was saying, like, we were talking about doing this podcast for a while, and then one day I get this text from Dakota, and it just reads, I have a name for the podcast, and it just says High Volume, Low Quality. And my first thought was like, that is genius. So I texted him immediately, and I'm like, we got to do it now. And we set up the day, and it happened to be the first day of the year, so it just kind of all fell into place. So here we are today.
It was fate.
Here is the podcast, and I should have started the timer so I know how long we're going. But oh well, baby steps, we'll get there eventually.
You gotta fit into that whole rhythm, you know.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be very messy, I'm sure.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. We're all new to this.
Take one.
New to this whole shindig. Mm-hmm. So you were talking about
it's true.
Getting over here.
Oh, as I was pulling into the parking lot, there's like a thing of ice cream, like an empty container of ice cream that was like rolling across the parking lot as I was driving up, and a squirrel like ran right to it, and he's just smack dab in the middle of this parking lot, just hanging out, like I guess licking. I don't know, squirrels like were into that kind of thing, and I didn't want to run him over.
So you just waited for the squirrel?
I was waiting for it, and I like sort of like did a little honk on the horn, but like, I mean, it's the New Year's Day, right? There are going to be so many just hungover / still drunk people, and I was like, well, I don't want to like lay on the horn, you know? Like,
I mean, if they are,
people will start coming out in swarms, just like ready to crucify.
Kick your ass.
Yes. So I was just like, and it is just not moving. So I actually had to get out of my car and like scare him off with like.
It's like you shoot him away.
Yeah, I had to shoot him away and like kick the ice cream thing out of the way. Huh. But yeah, just watch out next time you go outside, man.
Those squirrels are nasty.
They're gonna get you.
I mean, we do live in Lexington, Kentucky, and we live by UK, and squirrels are everywhere. Mm-hmm.
They're rabid.
They are. There are times where I'd be walking by campus, and all you just see is this like squirrel pop out of the trash can and just scurry off. The most terrifying thing in the world.
Oh yeah, constantly.
So speaking of New Year's, what did you do last night?
Oh man. Well, I spent New Year's Eve with my cat, drinking a bottle of amaretto.
Oh, was that your New Year's kiss? Was it your kitty?
Yes, it was with the cat.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, that's what I did. What about you?
Well, I was with a bunch of people we know. We do have. I could tell you a couple stories from that night, but I don't want to talk about people if they're not here right now. So we'll get. We'll wait for another episode. It does involve some very hot alcohol in the heat sense. So
something to do with peppers.
Something to do with the hottest pepper in the world. We'll leave that for another episode if we do get that far.
Yes, hopefully.
So, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Oh no. Again, I was with my cat for New Year's Eve, so I didn't feel the need to do anything special.
That was the height of your year.
Yes. I was looking back on the year, like, you know what? This is a peak for me, I think. Yeah.
No, I
but I know it's sort of like nothing concrete. But you're like, oh, I'm gonna eat better. Oh, I'm gonna.
That's
work
everyone's
out more.
things, and this is like the span where all the gyms are like full. This is where the gyms get them.
Yeah, this is. Oh, I bet this is the best time of year for like these gyms and workout places.
Because everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna get fit, and then in 2 weeks, everybody's like, nah,
fuck that.
Not gonna do that. I've never personally had that kind of resolution. Like literally,
yeah.
I was thinking about it, and like my resolution for this year is to make this a thing, like this podcast a thing. And if this actually does become a thing, that's my success for the year.
Hey, well, there you go.
I mean, in all, 2015 was a good year. We've had a lot of good things in that year, personally.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of good movies, a lot of good video games.
Movies, video games, music.
I'm not. Music was, I don't know. Music was fine. It was better than last year.
I don't even remember last year.
Exactly.
No, we had a new Blur album this year. We had a new Beck album this year, which
A
I
new Justin Bieber album this year.
Oh my god.
Well, last year technically.
Oh, was it?
Oh, we are in 2016.
Oh yeah. That's the thing is like when you're writing notes or whatever. After a year of writing 2015 on my notes, then I just have to reset the whole thing. Like no.
Well, now when you're writing the date, you're gonna write 2015, but at least you can cover the 15 and make it look like a 6.
Oh, that's true. Because coming out of like 4, the way I write.
4 you can't turn it to 5, so you just have to cross out the whole thing.
I know. So I think 2016 will be a much better year, if solely because of that.
Just for
it's easier to change.
I can easily change the 5 to a 6. Year made.
Yes, it's just not quite as angular, I guess.
So, what have you watched? What have you finished watching?
Finished
2015, I guess. If anything, like anime, TV, movies.
Oh, I don't know. This was the year I fell off the anime wagon, I guess.
Oh, dude,
I know.
I would recommend watching One Punch Man.
I know. You
have I already talked to you about this?
Yeah, you have. And I saw some of the first episode, and it was really good. I just need to I don't know. I'm really bad with watching series.
It gets really silly. Like without spoiling anything, the show is just fun. That's the best way I can describe it. It really is. It doesn't. It's not a concrete story. You don't watch it for how Full Metal Alchemist and all these and Death Note are. You watch for the story and characters. It's just here the characters are fun. Like you get into them, but really the only reason you're watching is just to see the mindless action, which is pretty mindless. But it's still fun.
Is there continuity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is continuity. Basically, you're following Saitama, who is the main character, and he is the strongest being. Well, so far, the strongest being in the show, and you don't know. His quest is to try to find a worthy opponent, and his personality, is very. Literally, he says, "I'm just a hero for fun." That's it. That's all I wanted. That's all I can tell you. I mean, another thing I was watching this year was Food Wars. It's another anime. I'm into cooking.
Is that like a new Food Network show?
No, it's an anime. Okay. So Nick.
Hi, I'm Guy Fieri. Welcome to Food Wars.
That could be a Food Network show.
Oh my god.
So
can we pitch that?
I'll get on that.
Guy Fieri versus.
It'll just be another version of Iron Chef.
With
Guy Fieri.
That's what we need. With you've seen the pictures, I'm sure, of Guy Fieri and Girl Fieri. No. There's a girl in
I have
all of this Food Network stuff who looks straight up just like the female version of Guy Fieri.
Oh wait.
She's got the
spiky, white hair. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
So it's Girl and Guy Fieri.
I know.
You can have them battling.
I think they have a show together.
Do they?
I think so. I can't remember what that show was. It's either her or Bobby Flay. It's either him or Bobby Flay.
It's
Bobby Flay.
I don't think Guy Fieri associates with the other Food Network people. I know. I just get this feeling.
Is he too highbrow? Is that what you think? No. That Guy Fieri is too highbrow for
I don't know. I'm probably making this up, but I just have this feeling that he's the black sheep
of the group.
He just goes and does his own thing. He just goes, diners, drive-ins, and dives. Yeah, eat some shit.
He just walks up to Masahiro Morimoto and he's like, hey, you ain't got shit on this.
Hey, that was a very laid-back Guy Fieri impression, and I'm not sure you quite did it justice. Hey, Miyamoto, hey! Oh, that kind of turned into my Watto.
Speaking of Watto, what do you think of the new Star Wars movie?
What a transition.
Yeah, right?
Smooth.
I already got this on lock right now.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars. Because what people want to hear is two more guys talking about
Star Wars. Let's add our 2 cents. Because we're the Star Wars aficionados and the encyclopedias.
Yes,
we know
that is true.
I mean, as a casual moviegoer, how about that? I really enjoyed the movie, and I've heard the critiques of of it being too similar to the old ones. And I'm not going to disagree with that. We've already talked about this, and I've talked about this with everybody I know in length. But to keep it short, I enjoyed the movie. It was a lot of fun. The characters were awesome.
Fantastic.
The movie was hilarious. Well, not hilarious, but it was the funniest Star Wars movie out of all of them. It had good comedy.
Is it funnier than Jar Jar? Do you think?
Nothing's
On a
funnier
scale, on a scale of 1 to Jar Jar, how funny was the new Star Wars?
2 Jar Jars.
2 Jar Jar. Wow, that wasn't even. That's off the charts.
That's off the charts.
Wow.
The scale just tipped over it, bro.
No, I agree with you. It followed A New Hope very closely.
And Empire Strikes Back to a point.
Yes, because they went ahead and threw in like Hoth and like the. Well, there wasn't quite so much. Empire Strikes Back, I guess, but
okay. Since everybody has talked about it at length, what did you not like about it?
and I know, like, oh, so we're just gonna be negative and.
No, we've already said we've liked the movie.
Okay.
I mean, we both think it's good movies. Isn't that
Sure.
correct?
Yes, I think it was a great movie,
I agree. It was a great movie.
and I've seen it twice already.
I still need to go see it again, and I've been planning on that.
On the second watching, although this was in Movie Tavern.
Really?
What do you?
I've never
what do
been
you
to the
think of
movie.
Tavern?
I've heard the idea. I like the concept. I don't know if the
I
execution
like the
works.
concept. I think everyone likes the concept. Like,
Sitting
go get
down,
a
like you're on a table, like
a
this,
pizza and a beer while I'm
you're watching
movie.
a
It
movie.
sounds great.
Yeah.
That's all well and good. The downside would be that there are people right next to you that also feel that way. Oh, I'm gonna have a pizza and a beer, and I'm just gonna sit, and it's just,
Not good.
I hate it so much. And like,
Is it just because
it's just like these big emotional moments, and like someone's just like hitting the button.
trying waiting?
Excuse me, where are my wings? Excuse me, and like, it's so irritating. Like if people
So
needed
don't
more
take-
excuses to
like-
be loud during movies, it's like.
And they put the button there, so you're like, so it should be quiet.
It's just a little light up thing.
Yeah.
So you like press
Does
it.
Does the light distract or?
No, it's not that bad.
Okay.
But it's just people. It's just waiters and waitresses walking
Do they
back
walk?
and forth.
I'm sure they
and-
try to like get under people and everything.
No,
they just walk in front
No,
of
they
you?
just walk right in front of you.
I don't-
It's not as bad as I'm making it out to be, but it is. If you want to watch a movie, the second time around, if you're like, cool, I'd rather watch this with some food than Movie Tavern, or sneak in a bag full of Skittles.
I mean, that's what everyone does, anyways. They get their own. They get their own juju's or whatever, or Sour Patch Kids or whatever it is.
Or you could just try and sneak in, if you really want the Movie Tavern experience without...
Try to sneak in a whole box of pizza.
Yeah, a whole steak. Just, like, just in a bag, just in a plastic Ziploc bag. You just... need my A1.
See, I know they let women bring their purses in, but like if I brought a backpack... I've never tried to do this, but if you brought a backpack in, will they just stop you at the door and be like, oh, no. No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know about that.
No.
We could try that. I think it depends on the person.
Probably. See, we went from trying to talk about what we did like about Star Wars to a tangent on the Movie Tavern. So, to go back, I think my only complaint about the Star Wars movie is the special effects were so great when it came to all the puppets and all of that. But then the two CGI characters stand out so much, and you're just kind of like, why not just make it like the rest? It's not that they don't look good; they look great, but it's just that everything else isn't CGI. They kind of stand out, and I enjoyed the character. I don't remember the actor that plays the Maz, the little orange, but yeah,
it was really well done. I don't know if I felt that. I didn't have any problems with that necessarily. But what were they called? Matlocks? What were they called? The two or the three squid monsters.
Oh, like I said, I watched that movie like 2 weeks ago. But I know, that also that sequence.
We're just gonna call them the Matlocks.
Matlocks. Those tentacle beings. They look like. What do they look like? Look like something out of a Doom game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about now. Like I was expecting Han to like whip out the
Whip
shotgun.
out the shotgun.
Yeah. No.
No, that I agree with you. That sequence did seem out of place.
It was a bit.
That was when Star Wars movies became an Abram movie, you know, J.J. Abrams movie.
Yeah, I guess that was like they had
that was obligation in this contract. Like, I have to have a J.J. Abrams moment in my movie.
So we're gonna have the rolling squid monsters, the Matlocks, come in.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what did they do? They just sort of rolled around.
Well, they grabbed like 2-3 people, and then spoilers.
Yeah.
They grabbed like 2-3 unimportant characters, and then they grabbed one of the main characters.
Sort of like mild spoilers.
Mild spoilers. Don't want to ruin that one amazing sequence.
the amazing rolling around sequence.
And they do look weird. It's like they walk like I don't know how to explain it, but they kind of like twist around and move.
Well, the thing was, like, a lot of that sequence was sort of real shaky and real sort of abstract angles. I don't know. It was a bit weird. And there were a few moments where I felt like, now this is a 2-hour. How long was this? Like 2 hours, 15 minutes?
Something like that. Did you feel it was too long?
No, I did not feel it was too long at all. I felt it was pretty much perfect, but there were just some parts where I was like, I would have loved to have seen more of this, right?
Yeah.
Like when they're in the again, spoilers, just some spoilers. Like when they're in the prepping in the control room to send all these X-Wings out to go fight the Star Destroyer, Star Killer base.
Star Killer base, I think.
Yeah. It's just like, and it was.
I like
it was
how that
funny.
Star
Killer
like, base had its own environment.
That was cool. Yeah.
Like it was a lot like the Death Star, but it was a bit off. It was like it had its own thing. That's the thing about this movie. It took the old ideas and made it its own.
Mm-hmm. And as long as the next movie does its own thing, like it's uniquely its own thing, then I think
just that this one tried to remove the
fantastic.
bad taste of the prequels out of it. And if you like the prequels, I mean, more power to you.
I have really strong nostalgic feelings toward the prequels because that was like the first Episode 1, the first Star Wars movie I saw in
first Star Wars
theaters.
movie I watched was A New Hope. I watched them. My dad had the DVDs. I did have a video cassette tape of Episode 1, but I never watched it for some reason. Then I watched the original Star Wars movies. I popped in Episode 1, and things happened. I wasn't too pleased.
Episode 1 was definitely not my first Star Wars movie. I watched the original trilogy first, but Episode 1 was like the first movie I saw in theaters.
Did you enjoy it the first time you saw it in theaters?
Was
it because of hype or
10 years old or something?
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, for 10-year-olds, I guess like Jar Jar would be funny and stuff.
I didn't say I found Jar Jar funny. I just said that I was excited to see this, and I was like, oh yeah, Star Wars. Where's Darth Vader? Oh yeah, little kid stuff.
Good point.
And like battle droids. Whoa.
Well, what would you rate the new movie? Like, would it be?
I rate it.
Between the other movies, like third.
I would say 12 out of 13 Jar Jars.
So like
pretty good.
Well,
like
where would you put it? Like against? Where would you put it against the other movies?
Yeah, that's what everyone's been doing too. They've been like,
sorry.
Oh wow,
unprofessional.
Didn't turn the phone off.
I was very upset. I'm gonna put this over here.
I need to silence my phone. Let's see. The general consensus from what I've heard is like, it goes like 5, 4, 7, 6, and then like 2 or 3, 2, 1, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't know what all this.
I think 1 is better than 2, personally. I think Episode 2 is probably the weakest Star Wars movie. I hated that movie so much. I can go on in a tangent, but I don't want to right now. We'll save a special episode for that.
Episode 1, though, had the best soundtrack of the prequels, easily.
Yes.
And John Williams did a great job with
sound. Yes, he did.
And I was.
It felt like a Star. Even though I'm sitting there and I don't know why. I guess because I finished my drink within the first 5 minutes, but I had to pee for the whole 2 hours. I'm literally sitting there. with my legs up, crouched up, and I'm like really badly need to pee, but you'd think it would ruin my movie experience, but it didn't. That's a testament to how well this movie is.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there and I need to pee, and I'm like all these scenes where stuff happens and all like the big moments, and I'm just sitting there with my hands to my mouth and just gasping like and stuff like this. Like the scene where like and all that stuff is just kept me engaged even though I had to pee the whole time. The moment that movie
speaks volumes.
Yeah, the moment that movie ended, I literally was the first person to get up. I didn't even care if there was a like cut scene or a scene in the credits or anything. I was like,
cut scene. QTE.
Yeah, pee now.
Audience QTE.
QTE for the audience. Press
X. Is that the future of movies? We tried the 3D. No one liked it.
I think I hope not. Like video games should be the only medium where that happens.
Should be the only medium.
Yes.
Get rid of books. Get rid of music.
No, that's
we don't need
the only medium where you need QTEs.
Oh, okay. Well, I beg to differ.
And for those who don't know, QTEs are QuickTime events.
QuickTime events. That's smash the buttons.
Smash the buttons.
Smash the buttons so you feel like you're interacting with your game.
With your game.
It's like,
I'm doing something. Yay!
Yeah, press the button.
You'd think in a video game you would be interacting with something.
No. See, this... On a slightly unrelated note, but kind of related. So, I used to be able to play... I don't know if I've told you this before. Mario Kart Double Dash. Great game. There was a point in my life where I played Mario Kart Double Dash on the silver screen. And it was fantastic.
Wait, you played it in a theater?
In a theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like in an actual theater, or did you have like
in an actual movie theater?
Huh. Was it a tournament or?
No, it was not a tournament. I was alone, I think, or with my brothers.
Okay.
So I'll give you some background on that.
Okay.
My family used to go to a church, and the church met at a movie theater. Mm-hmm. So I would go and I would help set up like the kids stuff, right? And they had their own like separate theater where they do the kids stuff, and we had like a projector and everything set up to play DVDs or whatever. So just one day, I brought my GameCube and I was like, "Oh, this would be awesome if we hooked this up."
Hooked this up to the thing.
Hooked it up to the thing on the projector. It was just like Mario Kart Double Dash on a movie theater screen, and you're just playing around.
There's a giant Mario on the screen.
I mean, it probably looked like garbage, thinking back. But like, imagine what that would look like with.
I never owned a GameCube. I had a PS2 at the time. Like,
sorry.
I
mean, the PS2 is great.
Exactly. I enjoyed my PlayStation.
But GameCube had some great games. Mine was destroyed.
Like, your GameCube was destroyed? Oh, I've got wear and tear. Just over the years?
I guess. And I eventually just ripped off the like opening, like the lid piece, and I just got it as like a memorial to my GameCube just in my room somewhere.
Oh, jeez. Speaking of which,
speaking of memorials.
Not memorial, speaking of your wear and tear, I had a PS3 back in the day, and back in my day,
we had the PS3.
Back in the PS3, like the original PS3, the giant Hulk
thing. The one with backwards compatibility.
The one with backwards compatibility.
I've got one of those.
That poor son of a bitch. I mean, we can cuss, right? Fuck it. Fuck it. Rated R.
Disclaimer.
So I had this PS3 and it yellow lighted, and it's basically like the red ring of death. Yellow light for the PS3, kaput, it's gone. So I took it to the shop and I was like, how much would it cost me to get a new hard drive and all this stuff? It would basically cost me to buy a new PlayStation. So I literally had this thing that was a paperweight. And you can't big giant paperweight.
Yeah, because that thing was bulky.
It was huge. It was massive, and I couldn't sell it for parts because back home there's not really a market for that. Nobody fiddles with that kind of thing, and so my natural reaction was, I wonder what will happen if I drop it from 3 stories. So I went up to the roof, I grabbed this PlayStation, and I just drop it onto the garden. Nothing. It dented the ground. That's it. I went, grabbed the baseball bat, wailed on it, and managed to get the shell off. Took an airsoft rifle and took a couple of pot shots at it. I think I still have the remnants of that thing after I was done with it. That's my memorial to that.
Indestructible. That's like the old phones. Oh god, I sound like an old man. Like just back in the day, the old phones. You know, the flip phones.
Like, talking about Nokia?
Yes. Actually, I can't remember what the hell that phone was, but like, me and my friend, we had the exact same phone.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just like, yeah, these things are like bricks. I've dropped it all the time. There's nothing. So we were at a friend's house, and we're like, well, you know what? And these were our phones. Like, these were the phones that we were using. And we were like, let's see how these stand up, right? Yeah. So we put them on the air hockey table.
And just we're just
wailing on them. And yeah, totally fun.
What was your first phone? Cell phone?
First cell phone. You know, I genuinely cannot remember. It may have been that one. It may have been like the Nokia flip phone.
I was like 15 when I got my first cell phone, and I had it wasn't a flip phone. Mine was like the old Nokia, the one they make the memes about, the 2255, I think it's called.
Lord.
And like you were talking about using it on air hockey. I shit you not, this phone I had, like you'd literally kick it around and play soccer with it, and nothing. Like I think that's why the meme's there. Like I remember it didn't have color. I used to play Snake on it all the time.
Yeah, Snake, and there was some other like
Bounds, I think.
Galaga ripoff.
Yes,
game.
it was a Galaga
ripoff.
Yeah,
I loved that one. It was like you'd shoot the aliens or
something like that. Yeah, something like that.
It was a side scroller though, wasn't it?
Yes, it wasn't like top down.
Yeah,
it was side scroller.
It was bizarre. Wow. Now I want to go play
Nostalgia.
Snake and stuff.
Goes home, grabs old phone, charges it, still at 100%.
There's no way that thing still works.
No, dude.
Just no way.
You never know.
No way.
I mean, the thing is like you'd find the old phones back home, and then you couldn't find the charge. It's like, where the hell did I put that thing?
Well, it's broken.
Well, let's see.
Toss it. Useless.
So, what was your favorite movie this year?
Well,
out of the many movies, we have some pretty good movies this year too.
That is very true because we had. Hold on, I need to like refresh my memory.
Inside Out, Jurassic World, Mad Max, Ant-Man, Avengers, Kingsman, Creed. I haven't seen Creed yet. I do want to watch that.
I've not seen Creed yet.
The Revenant as well.
Me and Gary were watching through all of the Rockies.
In preparation for Creed.
Yes. Well, not in preparation for, because it's been out for a while at this point. This was just like a few days ago.
Yeah, I think
before I left, probably. And we got through Rocky 3, which was sort of a brutal note to like end on, because you're like watching 1 and 2 and like, this is fantastic, and then you get to Rocky 3, it's just like Mr. T scowling just constantly. And
like people make fun of Rocky 3, but I still think it was fun.
It
what defines a good movie for you?
Enjoyable.
There you go. Sure. It was enjoyable. I mean, if I'm going to a movie and I had fun, then I think it's a good movie. If I'm sitting there and I'll tell you this, when I go to movies, I'm very fidgety. I can't stay in one spot for too long. So I'm that kind of person. So if I'm sitting there,
you're drinking the whole fucking
I'm drinking the whole
Diet Coke before
the movie starts, finishing all my popcorn.
You need to like pace yourself.
No, man, it's there. I gotta finish it. But like Jurassic World, that was not a good movie by any means. Like technically, technically. But
I've not seen it.
But the movie itself was a lot of fun. You haven't seen Jurassic World?
I've done really bad with watching movies, series, anything like that this year.
We're just not.
And kind of last year.
School.
Yeah, it's like classes, and I don't know. I'm just like, I could go sit in the theater for 2 hours.
Going back to the question, what was your favorite movie this year?
I mean, probably Star Wars. I know that's very
general consensus,
but it was a great movie.
Yeah.
And with my goldfish memory, I can't really think of Mad Max. Everyone loved.
Did you go see Mad Max?
I've not seen it.
Oof.
I know.
You need to go watch.
I know.
I think mine is like a toss-up between Mad Max and Inside Out.
Inside Out? Yeah. That was the new Pixar one.
That's the new Pixar movie. The newest one was Good Dinosaur. I'm assuming you didn't see that either. It came out recently.
I didn't even...
I will say this about The Good Dinosaur. It's getting good reviews, but everyone has been bashing it. It's one of the weaker Pixar movies. I'll say that.
Okay.
Like, Brave, Cars, 2 weaker.
Oh God.
It's
Did
not.
they-
It's not Cars 2 bad.
No.
No, it's not Cars
is
2
it?
bad. I mean, it's not a bad movie. Like you know, there's a Pixar standard,
Sure.
and in Pixar standard, then you're like, yeah, it's not that good. But there were moments, and there were a
It's
couple.
a really high
fun-
standard too.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. You expect nothing but the best from Pixar movies, and that's why people didn't like Monsters University that much, even though I enjoyed it.
I forgot that was a thing too.
I mean, I enjoyed it personally.
Now I don't know if this was like a knockoff or like a bootleg that I'm thinking of, but did Pixar make a movie about airplanes?
No. Well, technically no.
Technically, no.
Cars 2 was Pixar, and then Airplanes was Disney. But they took Pixar's. Well, they own Pixar, so they took the universe from that and make Airplanes. Because you can make so much toys out of Pixar. Pixar movies in general, but Cars itself was such an easy toy. That's money making machine, which is why it got a sequel, I think.
I mean, again, and also talking about Star Wars and like merchandise.
Exactly, and that's why the prequels are. Well, it's not just.
Well, I mean, Lucas, since like he found out like I can't do a good George Lucas, but I can make a lot of money from these movies here. I can make some toys for the kids.
Toys for the kids.
It's like poetry. It rhymes. Jar Jar's the funniest character we have in Star Wars.
Have you heard the theory where Jar Jar was supposed to be the original bad guy and the?
Yeah. And the thing is, I'd been hearing this for ages.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but everyone's like talking about it again now. I guess.
I think
it's,
because
like,
they
the movie
wanted
coming
Snoke
out.
to be Jar Jar.
They wanted Kylo Ren to
Pop out and just say, "We saw."
Spoilers, it's not Jar Jar Binks. Sorry to say, but I don't think now don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Jar Jar's in The Force Awakens at all.
No, not that I noticed.
And that's really the only reason I didn't give it a 15 out of 15 Jar Jars was because there was no
Jar Jar.
Because that's what would have put it at like the peak for me. That'd be better.
Is that our rating system from now on? The Jar Jar.
The Jar Jars?
That was
Sure.
the movie. It was like
It's like
10 out of 15 Jar Jars.
Nice. Yes, totally arbitrary. Like
Why 15?
Completely arbitrary.
Why 15? Because we can.
Yep, because 15 Jar Jars. Have you ever seen 15 Jar Jars in a room? That reminds me of Battlefront 2, though.
Have you been playing that?
Yes, actually.
Have you enjoyed
it? A
it?
little bit. Not the new Battlefront.
Oh,
Because
Battlefront
everyone
2.
hates that one, apparently. Because EA. Because EA, and I think that's reason enough.
I don't think it's just because EA. From what I've seen and I haven't played it personally.
I've not either.
From what I've seen and like what I've heard, the game is very minimalistic. Like it's Call of Duty
it's
with
like 3 maps and
3 maps, like 3 game modes, and each game mode, the maps are basically an alteration of
and then like
the other maps.
$50 DLC for another.
More, not just 50. Yeah, I think is it $50 something like that.
Something
Too much
insane.
money for downloadable content, and then
Day 1 DLC as well.
for a weapon you can get if you try hard enough. I don't want to try.
And there, probably aren't even any Gungans in that one.
No Gungans.
Because
No
in
Jar
Battlefront-
Jars.
Because in Battlefront 2, there was a mode where you could fight.
Gungans?
You could be the Gungans or you could fight against the Gungans. And the thing is, like, the Gungans, their only weapon. They didn't have blasters.
Had those,
You were
like,
like the battle droids.
the blue orbs?
They had grenades. Yeah, and it was like just put it to the longest length of time possible. As many people on the map as you can get at once.
So here's the thing: is that you play the old ones and the scale is huge, and then you play the new one. While it is big and pretty and it sounds amazing, like the actual sound design, of the game is phenomenal. But there's those. That's where the good things end. I guess that's where it ends for like the praise. Everything else is just. It doesn't feel right because you die in like 2 seconds and the blasters just you shoot and there's no feeling to because it's a laser weapon. It's very hard to make that feel good, you know. And then
what you're saying is that what this new Battlefront needs is realistic weapons.
Realistic
modern day weapons.
Yeah, so it needs a grenade launcher. I mean, it's not that. It's just that
Manly screams.
Oh yeah.
Tango down.
I need a Wilhelm scream in the middle of that. There was one in Force Awakens.
There was at least one.
Yes, there was one in Force Awakens.
I'm thinking There may have been another one.
It was one of the. I remember it was a stormtrooper that did it.
Mm-hmm. It's always.
I remember sitting in the theater. I was like, "Hey, I heard that."
There we go. Old Wilhelm.
I think that was a callback to the old movie too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think there's been one in. Oh, hold on.
I think most Indiana Jones has one. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of movies that do it.
Yeah,
and I can't name them all off the top of my head.
No, but I think there's been one in like every Star Wars, or at least in all of the original trilogy. In Return of the Jedi, it was the oh god, what's this? Queequeg, which sounds like a name I just made up, but I'm
did
pretty
Boba
sure
Fett do the Wilhelm when he died?
Mm-mm. It was
Spoilers?
the.
I mean, it's been years. If you don't know that Boba Fett dies, I mean, I don't know what you're doing.
like 30-year-old spoilers for you.
30-year-old spoilers. Yeah. If you haven't watched Star Wars at this point, I mean, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
I know. And it seems more and more often people come up to me. Well, not come up to me. They assume like I'm just walking around, and people are like, "Hey, I'm gonna go tell that guy I've never seen Star Wars."
I hate Star Wars. Fuck you.
Not even I hate Star Wars. It's just like I've never seen Star Wars. And I'm like, oh.
This is awkward. I'm just gonna walk away now because I don't even know you.
It's like I just want to take you by the hand and like lead you into my living room and be like, okay, calm down. Here's episode 4. Here's A New Hope. Just watch that.
Sit here and watch.
Many things are.
I'll make you some popcorn. Relax. Don't worry about it. This is all safe. This is a safe place. Because
okay, if you go out and you lead a random stranger into your bedroom or your living room, okay, let's for all intents and purposes, let's just say living room, and you go, okay, calm down.
Yes, that's what you need to tell the person that you just led to your living room.
Sit down, stay there. I'll be right back. We're gonna watch a movie together. I'll make the popcorn. Then yeah, you're not in a good place.
We don't condone.
You need some help.
We don't condone that kind of thing. Don't take random strangers. I mean, unless it's consentful, then you do what you want. You do you, boo boo. You do you.
You do you.
You do you, boo boo. Are you excited for any movies this year?
I mean, there's another Star Wars coming out this year, so.
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One, not Rogue Squadron. Yeah, Rogue One.
I think it's Rogue One.
Rogue Squadron's a Nintendo 64 game.
Was that good?
A great Nintendo.
I never had a Nintendo 64.
Oh.
I was always I was a PlayStation kid. I was a Nintendo guy. So. Yeah, I did have a Wii. But my sisters played with that. Like, I kid you not.
So I'm going to, instead of have the classic system, I'm just gonna get the Wii.
I'm just gonna get.
The Wii. I'm just gonna go with the worst system.
That's not true. I mean,
there's been.
Hey, I liked Wii Sports.
We all did for a collective 2 weeks.
Man,
I
could kill in that tennis game.
That so much of it seemed like luck.
Did you enjoy did you have a PlayStation Move?
No, I did not.
Well, PlayStation Move had its own thing.
Oh, it was the answer to the Wii.
The answer to the Wii, their own Wii Sports, whatever it is. I had
the Kinect.
Don't get me started on that. Xbox dropped the ball there. Microsoft, what are you doing?
Xbox, turn off. Stay off. Leave.
Xbox, leave. Xbox begins to walk out. I've had the PlayStation since the beginning of time, before Jesus. Before the dinosaurs, there was the Xbox, and on the 8th day, the PlayStation was made.
Actually, which was first? Was it PlayStation?
PlayStation was first.
Okay.
First, it was the PlayStation 1, and then the PlayStation 2, and then the Xbox came.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Really? Xbox because there's no Xbox 2 or whatever. It's just straight to
Xbox, then the 360, then the Xbox One or the Xbox.
So they're going backwards.
Yeah.
So they're like Xbox 360 one.
I thought they would call it 180 or something. It wasn't 180.
180. We're just gonna turn around.
Basically what they did.
We've decided to just.
And again, if you like the Xbox, I mean, you're an idiot, but
Wow. Well, I mean, I don't really.
Look, I'm not fanboying here. I own a PS4. I would rather own a PS4, but I mean, if you do own an Xbox, I hope you do enjoy it. I hope it is keeping you entertained. And if not, I apologize. You deserve it, but I
apologize to
apologize.
your family.
Well, what have you been playing? Do you have an Xbox? Oh, not a phone. PlayStation or an Xbox?
I do not have a PlayStation 4. I've been considering it because I don't want to have to mess with like building a PC and everything. Because I feel like that would be cheaper in the long run.
Building in the long run, yes. I mean, I consider it myself like my computer, thankfully, is a high-powered machine, but I do need a new graphics card for it. And then I looked up prices for graphics cards, and I was like, I'll just buy a PlayStation. So what have you been playing like towards the end of the year?
Well, I was a little late to the party because I had to marathon all of the other games to get to it. But I just beat the last Metal Gear. I guess.
I'm actually in the middle of playing that right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've
How are you liking it so far?
Puppy Diamond Dog yaps at me a lot. It's kind of annoying. I don't know how to get him to stop. Yeah, Diamond DD. Just like when you first get it, it's just like when you get back to the base and it's just
like licking your face. And...
Every 5 seconds, I'm like, stop! I don't know what to do. You can't pet it.
You can't. No, you can't pet him. I like get down. Like you just. Get
yeah,
down
I'll do that too. And I'm like, will this
him?
make me do something to get him to stop yapping at me?
Let's bond, DD. Let's bond. Yeah.
Keith or Sutherland.
Because he just sounds fucking drunk through the whole goddamn game. It's great.
Oh gosh, I remember when I first started the game, and it was like, and I did the first side mission, and you go into the first camp, and I'm like, I've already been, and the 2 seconds in, I get spotted. I'm like, I remember this game being easier. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh yeah.
I mean, now I'm much better at it. I'm much more proficient.
The reflex mode where you have
is a lifesaver.
Oh yeah, it is, and it's sort of maybe it's sort of scrubby, but I like it. I think it was a good call.
No, I think it's a good. The reflex mode is.
I mean, because you can turn it off if you want to.
That, but
if you want to
I
be
think,
like super hardcore.
If you want to be hard, I think it fits because like Schmidt.
Favorite Metal Gear character. Schmidt.
Snake is the hardened soldier, and he would have like I guess that kind of reflex to get exploded. Just go. Dead.
That's the weapon.
I mean, the little
like
silent. What do you use mostly? Do you kill or not?
No, I don't kill. I gotta steal those men.
Yeah.
Take them to my base.
Fulton, that's the best thing ever.
Fulton.
I was sitting with Gary and I was like talking to him about it and I was telling him about how much I enjoy Fultoning everything. And he told me about how you would Fulton giant crates and get away.
You gotta upgrade it and then
Yeah, I just need that third upgrade for the Fulton. Just go like,
just take
peace!
Yep.
Is it faster than getting a helicopter?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Like Fultoning, just
Fultoning away.
Instead of throwing men into a helicopter, or you...
No, like
because you can jump up on the little
helicopter
crate thing, and you can just
Fulton it and just takes you away.
And you just take off.
That's awesome that you can do that.
Cheap.
So who do you use as your companion? So far I only have DD's not even that grown, and I have Diamond Horse. And I know Quiet will become one. I don't know what the other ones are, but between
Quiet
is the best one.
Yeah, as soon as that happens, yeah,
like without spoilers, like I get taught, like I've been told about Quiet, but when I'm looking at my mission log, it doesn't say anything. Is it just like randomly happens, or is it a mission where you have to?
Hold on, I'm trying to think of like
a way to say this without spoiling.
No, yeah, I'll just say this. It's not going to appear like now you have to face Quiet.
It won't appear on the mission list. It'll just kind of happen.
It'll happen.
Okay.
It'll happen. It'll be very organic, and you'll go, whoa. Well, that's happening.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Okay.
As so often happens in Metal Gear. Okay.
So what else have you been playing other than MGS? MGS. I mean, I've gotten this PlayStation recently. So,
yeah. Was that like a Christmas thing or?
Let's call it that. Yeah. I mean, I got it around Black Friday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Guess what I was doing for Black Friday?
Nothing.
Working.
Where do you work at? Or would you rather not say?
Clothing store.
A clothing store.
A clothing store.
Oh, you still work at that? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, still work at that shite hole. It's God. Oh, it's good. No, it's good. It's good. It's GUD good.
GUD. Good. It's good.
Love it.
So what else have you been playing?
Oh, okay.
This is like Tangent. The podcast.
Tangent the podcast. That could be the spin-off podcast. Just call it Tangent.
Tangent. Start a topic, go to the next one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one.
Just harangue you all over the place.
I lost what were I talking about? Oh yeah. What other game were you playing?
I don't know. My little brother got me. What was it? Super Mario World. New Super Mario World. What was it? Something for Wii U. It was like
Is that what you have
Mario
right now?
game for Wii U.
Is that your like next gen consoles, the Wii U, right now?
That's the most up to date.
Up to date
with consoles. Yeah.
I mean, the Wii U is pretty good.
I like it. It probably didn't sell too well. We've got some new DLC coming for Smash Brothers at least.
What do you think of Bayonetta and Cloud?
I think
and Ryu?
I never played the what's Cloud? He's Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I've met that about.
Yeah, I'm not.
Have you played Final
JRPGs.
Fantasy? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat there.
Unfortunately, because some of them look really cool. I just can't get into.
I was a platformer kid. I enjoyed playing Crash Bandicoot and Jack and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank. Oh, have you heard about the Ratchet and Clank movie?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm excited for that one.
I did not know that there was a Ratchet and Clank movie. Actually, if you gave me a lineup of like just random characters and said pick out those characters, I could not do it for you.
You couldn't do it. You don't know Ratchet and Clank that well?
Mm-mm. Not at all.
Oops.
Not at all.
But
I do know Crash Bandicoot. He's the weird lumpy like. What was he supposed to be?
Bandicoot.
Is that a thing?
Bandicoot is
I did not know that was a thing.
I'll post one up in the video or whatever wherever we put this thing. I'll put a picture of a Bandicoot.
Also, you've got to find a picture of my favorite creature, the D-hole.
The
D-hole. The wild dog, known as the
Dale.
The D-hole.
D-hole. I think I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, Far Cry. Far Cry.
D-hole.
Is it in Far Cry 3?
4, I think. Yeah.
Is it in one of the two? Did you? I have Far Cry 4. I just have not finished it.
I've not played it, but I've seen it. You know. But
It's
the. But back to the D-hole.
Back to the deal.
It's just fun to say.
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with you there.
Okay. So we talked about movies.
We talked about video games.
Games.
What about TV? We talked about anime.
Fuck as well.
Have you not been watching any TV? You have Netflix, right?
Huh?
You have Netflix, right?
I do.
Have you seen Making a Murderer?
No.
I would highly recommend that. Watch it, and we can talk about it the next time.
Okay.
Because
Making a Murderer.
That thing is messed up, just to say the least.
You making a moiderer?
Moiderer. I mean, it's a documentary about a person in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Wisconsin, which is basically the south of the north. I've realized.
The south of the north.
I mean, what is it? Northwest? Wisconsin?
It touches Canada, right? So
it could.
I've been there.
I mean,
I've had the.
I visited Florida. I visited New Orleans. I visited Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago.
I visited Tennessee, and
Tennessee.
That's basically my extensive knowledge of the United States of America.
See, I kind of hate Tennessee, not because of any.
We don't hate you, Tennesseans.
Not Tennessee, but driving through Knoxville, because I drive from Lexington to Atlanta a lot.
Yeah.
Driving through Knoxville is like the worst thing.
Like I apologize if you heard the noise of my fan, but hopefully that's not in the background.
It'll be fine.
It'll
be fine.
I mean, this is a very crude setup right now. We're just kind of sitting in my living room and shooting the shit, as they say.
Just wide open spaces, Nerf guns.
A tie in the background, an inhaler, and I'm about to get shot. So, back to making... Please don't kill me. Back to making a murderer. Back to making a murderer. So, it's this person called Stephen Avery. And it's a series about how he was falsely convicted, and then convicted of a different crime. And then it shows you how maybe he was falsely convicted twice, but he still ends up in jail. This is an actual true story, so it's an actual documentary. It's interesting. And by the end of it, let's say the best term I can describe is confused and annoyed. It's like how how does like something like that happen?
It's a great way to leave an episode, like confused and annoyed.
It's like 10 hours. The whole thing is 10 hours long.
God.
It's interesting. I'll tell you that. Like,
all right.
We've mentioned Gary a lot this episode, but you can ask him who's sitting with me and watched a couple of episodes.
I'll have to have him in so we can talk about all the stupid shit.
Shit he's done his day.
In his current day. In like the past 3 weeks. Like, the 3 weeks alone. My God.
The things he's done with you.
the things he's done.
Damn it, Gary. So, we don't have much time left. Where do you want to end this on?
I want to end this.
Good vibes.
By
somber notes.
No. Somber notes. Somber note.
Well, there you go. I've been shot.
That for all of those listening at home, Esau has just been shot in the chest by a Nerf gun,
and he's been bleeding everywhere. Somebody called 911.
Oh my God!
I can't clean this up. Help!
It's fine. It's it's like student apartments. It's like I'm sure there's all sorts of
blood everywhere. I've
fluids.
been living in student apartments for a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've moved here almost 5 years ago. Actually, I think it has been 5 years now.
Wow, I didn't know it was
And I've lived I've lived in one other apartment two other apartments at the same complex and this one here. And living in student apartments is crazy. One time you hear these weird stories, and then one time you look up the news and you see your complex mentioned, and then you see a picture of a roof caved in. And apparently one of the apartments...
Just walk next door? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, they even write down the number of the apartment and just kind of knock on the door. It's like, I heard your roof caved in. Can I see? No, but apparently... I think this happened about like a year and a half ago, and there was like this huge party, and it's a small apartment, and they had like over 100 people.
Oh, that's smart.
And I assume 100 people jumping up and down causes the whole room, the whole floor to cave in.
Cool.
So basically there's this crater in the floor and a hole in the roof. So all you see is like the metal piping and stuff that like holds the apartment together.
Speaking of that though, I think...
Have you had a floor cave in under you? Is this where this
is
going?
No, that's not where this is going. You were talking about like the student alert stuff.
Oh yeah.
That I get those too. Like I get them sent to my phone.
Yeah.
And God, it must have been 2014, like 2 years ago now. It's weird to say. I got, you know what? I took a screen cap of it. So let me just find this really quickly. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, March 31st. Cooper Drive closed between University Drive and Sports Center Drive. Avoid area due to livestock in roadway.
Oh, was this the cow that was
this
roaming
was the
around?
Cow in the road.
Roaming around campus, I heard about that.
Which, it's just like, you want to... I don't know. You want to think like, oh, this is like a really highbrow, like it's.
I mean,
it's
we live
UK.
in Lexington, yeah.
It's UK. It's like a good school, right?
Yeah,
and
like even though it's Kentucky,
it's like you get a fucking text of a livestock in the roadway, and you're just like,
like we live in Kentucky, which is like more of the how would I describe Lexington?
A small city that wants to be a large city.
It wants to be. I mean, it tries its best to not be backwoods.
It's like. It's cute.
But from time to time, you do get these reports where there's a cow in the middle of the road. And it's not just any road. It's like one of the bigger roads.
The
bigger roads.
I mean,
this is a university city. This is the best way for me to describe it. It's built around the University of Kentucky.
Town, for sure. And
which means you have more diverse people, and not just ding 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 ding.
Was that your redneck?
That was my hillbilly, but yeah.
Okay, okay, to end this, I brought this card, right? And I want you to read it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
It says YOLO, you only live once, but what will happen after you die? Do you want me to read the back as well?
Yeah.
Oh god, this is a lot. Okay.
Okay.
YOLO stands for You Only Live Once. It was made popular by the Canadian rapper Drake. Is this the whole?
No, just.
He sings about it in a song he recorded with Lil Wayne called The Motto. You only live once, that's the motto. YOLO. We about it every day, every day, every day. Thousands of people have used this motto as an excuse to live whatever way they want. Irvin McInnes, an aspiring rapper, tweeted YOLO many times right before he died in a car crash. Oh, jeez. That escalated quickly. While driving 120 miles around corners. He was drunk and was living a reckless life. So what happens if you live your life like this? What happens if cussing, lying, stealing... Oh wait, no, I skipped some past.
Oh, you can't skip any.
I'm sorry, no, let me go back. So what happens if you live like this? What happens if you live a sinful life of getting drunk, partying, having sex outside of marriage, being a homosexual... Oh. Listen, man, this is a PC world. Cussing, lying, stealing, coveting, disobeying parents, doing drugs. Drugs are bad. Listening to filthy music. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Filth. Garbage.
Watching porn. Hey. Taking God's name in vain. God damn it. Etc. Well. Oh, Jesus. Well, you eventually die. Probably earlier if you keep living the whole life.
Because of that. Because of your sinful ways. Now go on.
And then God will bring every work into judgment, including every secret thing, whether good or evil. Passage 12:14. What's ECC?
Ecclesiastes?
Probably.
Possibly.
And then there's Matthew 22:13 that says that sinners will be bound hand and foot and cast into the outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Gnashing.
Gnashing.
I hate that gnashing of teeth.
Are you one of those people that hates the word moist?
Moist? Yeah, kind of.
Puss.
Puss. Now, puss is a nest.
Moist.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's just a nasty word. So...
Do you want me to keep reading this? Or?
Oh, is there more?
There's a lot more. There's still a whole other paragraph.
Oh yeah,
you are in great danger. You are on your way to hell. Forever. It's in bold statements right there. Forever.
Yeah.
So what should you do now? You need to obey Proverbs 3:7. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. You need to go and learn what this means so deep. Where'd you get this?
Okay. Well, I got this from some of the... I don't want to say the crazies, but it's like the screaming hellfire picketers.
You're going to hell, you're going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever interacted with those people on campus?
Well, that's the thing. I was on campus.
Uh-huh.
That's where they gave these out. And like...
I would like to point out that for a very... well, I wouldn't say mean-spirited, but... gloomy...
Pessimistic,
gloomy piece of paper. It's rather colorful.
It is.
It's got a lot of...
YOLO is
YOLO is
in
four different colors, and then you have like some green, and the word sinful is in pink, and reckless life is in green, you know.
It's fabulous.
Hell is in red, you know, just keeping the motif. There's a bunch of purples and blues, you know.
Like someone put some legitimate effort into that.
I mean, I know.
And I can appreciate that.
I can appreciate. I mean, at least they're trying. It's not just yelling in my ear that I'm going to hell because
they're not just yelling in your ear. They're screaming on the card too. And like it's that extra touch, you know.
Did they bless the card for you before they gave it to you?
Possibly. No, but the thing is, like, you get people that come in and like sit down and just like I would go to the student center, get like some Chick-fil-A or whatever, and like come back because it was warm out. And it was like
still warm out.
It's 30 degrees.
I mean, for January.
Yeah, kind of. I'd still rather it be like the coldest weather ever be like 55.
Has it disappointed you the weather is not very cold?
No, I love it.
Oh, you like it?
It was my Christmas present.
Was it really?
Like that's all I needed.
Like, I enjoy the snow, but then it happens and I'm just kind of like, I'm done.
I hate snow. I hate it. I hate to be... No, I don't. I don't hate to be the asshole of like the group, but no, I can't stand snow.
I mean, I come from the Middle East and I get sun all the time, so it's like a welcome change.
I know. But no, they hand these out. I would go get something to eat, and I'd just go sit on the grass and just like listen to them while I was like eating my.
Just listen to
chicken.
them and watch people argue with them.
Mm-hmm. It was great. I miss. They don't come out when it's cold, so.
Oh, you miss them?
I do miss them. It's like. I also almost don't want to make fun of them because, I mean, sure, they kind of deserve it because they are...
It's hate speech.
It's hate speech, but, like, this is what they think, you know? Yeah. This is what they believe, and I guess they think they're genuinely going to help some people with this,
mm-hmm.
and I guess I can get behind... Well, no, okay. Never mind.
You can respect
They're pretty terrible. I can respect what you're going for here. I just don't think
the execution is wrong.
The execution is a little off. Maybe less of the screaming stuff and more of the like the rational. Hello, friend. You're going to hell.
I mean,
how do you feel about that?
How do you feel about people knocking on your door and just asking you to come to? I don't know what to call those people.
The Jehovah's Witnesses?
I guess the Jehovah's Witnesses. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Jesus. Hey, Jesus. It's my friend Jesus. Mm-hmm. Not a big fan. Can't say I'm a big fan of the Jehovah's Witnesses.
I mean, I love waking up to that. It's just like you just woke up and just like the first thing you see, and I'm like dead-eyed, just looking at it. It's like, hands me this piece of paper, and I'm like, thanks, bye. Close the door. It's paper. I still have it right by the door. I'll show it to you after we're done here.
Oh, nice.
Well,
gotta remember.
We're above the hour mark now. Is there anything you want to close out with?
Miss, I'm so happy you're watching our podcast. Oh.
I think we should end on that. Thanks everyone for watching. From myself and Dakota.
Or listening.
Watching.
You know,
if it's on YouTube, you're watching it there. If it's not, if it's on a pod,
they could have it up in a separate tab while they're watching porn.
Well, yes.
You know,
I'm just picturing somebody right now jerking off to the sultry voices of you and I.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Let me end this damn thing. What was I trying to say?
Thank you for watching / listening.
/listening.
Whatever you decide to do. We appreciate it.
I do want to, now that you brought up the whole listening thing, I do hate how when I'm on my phone I can't...
Wait.
Can't watch... No, I can watch porn on my phone, don't worry.
Okay. Okay, I thought that was the avenue.
No, but that's not where I'm going.
Okay.
It's when I open YouTube, I can't, close my... And my phone has to stay open to watch YouTube. Like, I can't just turn on a podcast on YouTube, lock the phone, and it'll keep going.
I know.
Anyways.
I know. Life is shit.
Fix your shit.
Life is
phone.
Garbage.
YouTube, who's in charge of it.
Fuck.
Okay. Let's just end it there. Anyways, one more time, thank you again. And we'll hopefully try to make this a regular thing. If you did enjoy it, please let us know. Anything else you want to add?
I think I said all I needed to say before.
I'm going to end it right here.
I think we're done.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.